Hey, what's going on, everybody? This your man Chris Thorns. Hey, coming to you with a news story. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. What's up, good folks? As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching my content. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. I know it's been a while since you've seen me do something, but I got a little time today, so I'm gonna do something for you right now. We have an interesting story, a very, very, very interesting story. Let's see this a little bit. Okay, a very, very interesting story that's coming out of Delaware. Matter of fact, it's coming out of Newark, Delaware, if I'm saying that right. We have a 3-year-old who's in the center of an Amber Alert. Okay, now the story says, I want y'all to hear what the story says. The 3-year-old was abducted by gunpoint by a strange person, claims the family. All right? But let me let y'all hear it.
We are, of course, following some breaking news out of Newcastle County, Delaware, where an Amber Alert has been issued for a 3-year-old little girl. She's been missing since around 7:15 last night. Action News reporter Catherine Scott is joining us live now from Newcastle County Police Headquarters as the search goes on for little Nola, and you have the latest details. Good morning.
Good morning, Tim. That's right. I just got an update from police. They said they've had some tips that have been coming in all night. They continue to follow those leads. They've been conducting terrain searches, canvassing the area, and they continue to search for little Nola today. Let's get to that picture of little Nola Dinkins. She is 3 years old. This is who police are looking for. She's around 3 feet tall, 25 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. Police say the girl's mother reported little Nola was taken by an unknown man at gunpoint around 7:15 p.m. on the 500 block of Gender Road in Newark. And police were searching that area and other locations, including the Liberty Pointe Apartments. The mother told police that Nola was upset, so she pulled over to the side of the road, and that was when Nola was abducted. Police described the alleged abductor as a white man, bald with peach fuzz, and in his mid-40s. The suspect was last seen wearing a black hooded sweatshirt, gray basketball shorts, and was armed with a handgun. The suspect reportedly got into an older model black or dark colored Ford or Chevy SUV, which appeared to have rust or dirt on the exterior. Police say the vehicle was being driven by an unknown white female. Nola was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, black leggings, and white shoes. Her hair was in a bun. Again, the search was going on all night long. It continues today, and police want to hear from you if you have any tips. We're live in Newcastle County. Catherine Scott, Channel 6 Action News.
Hope they find that little girl. Thank you, Catherine.
Okay. Okay. And let me correct it, it's Newark. I thought it's Newark, but it's Newark. Sorry. Okay. Let's get into this. This story is confusing because when it was first brought to my attention, it said something totally different, but I guess throughout the night or whatever, more details was gathered and they correct well it was supposed to be said. Because when I first heard it, the dad supposed to have made the claim that this had happened, that the child was abducted at gunpoint by an unknown person. But then I saw another news article where they saying what they saying now, that the mom is claiming that an unknown person held her at gunpoint and took the child. Okay? Now, I was looking through some of the comments. Matter of fact, in one of the articles, I was one of the first ones to comment. This story, I'm sorry, it doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't make any sense to me. Only way I can see something like that even come close to making sense is if this is a person y'all been dealing with for drugs or whatnot, and y'all can't pay this person off, I guess like cartel status, whatever the case may be, it would probably be somewhat believable. Hey, you can't pay my money, hey, we're gonna do this, But I don't think that's the case here, I don't know how many of y'all remember this story of Malia Davis. One of the top stories that I covered when I started beginning doing this, I covered a story about a young girl by the name of Malia Davis. I think she was a little older than this baby right here. The reason I'm bringing it up because how this story is being portrayed, it's the exact same way Malia Davis' story was. The dude by the name of Deron Vince was the godfather, stepfather to Malia Davis. He made claim he was on the side of the road, and some Mexicans came up, asked him about the girl, and supposedly knocked him upside the head and abducted Malia. Kind of find out the whole story was a crock of shit. It was, but I was telling people that at the same time when I first did the story, that don't make no damn sense. What reason would give anybody just to stop you, knock you upside the head, and abduct a child? Unless you in something real deep. You in something real deep. All right? We're gonna find out Deron Vince, the whole story was a lie. He killed Malia. I don't know to this day how Brittany got off because I feel like she had something to do with it too. But that's neither here and there. Talking about Malia, let's go back to this case right here. The same exact thing. The mom said that the child was upset. She pulled over to check on the baby. Now I heard of people doing that before, but it's not often. All right? But you pull over to check on the child. Some random person, a white man, in basketball shorts, black shirt, with fuzz on his face, jumps out the car, held you at gunpoint, took your baby, but left you alive. Then goes on to say that the driver was a white woman. Okay. How does any of this make any sense? How does any of this make any sense? Again, unless you are in something knee deep, I guess I can see this happening. Or let's go even further. This is a setup for some kind of publicity stunt. It could be that. I don't know. Or hey, worst case scenario, this is real. I don't want to throw that out, but I'm just like everybody else. This story sounds like a big heaping pile of shit. Something ain't right. Something funky about it. It doesn't make no kind of sense at all. Okay, and I know a lot of people people coming saying, y'all shouldn't be so judgmental, this, that, and the third. But come on now, even you who even feels like that, you even have to say to yourself, this does not sound right at all. It doesn't. Even to the point where she said the child was so upset, she had to pull over. Now, a lot of people I know, I guess depending on how dark it is and where they at, they're not going to pull their car over. They just have to deal with the child being upset until they get home. And I guess that depends on how far away from home they were. In order for this lady to pull over to check on the baby to see if she's okay. Now, again, I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. You want to make sure the baby is okay. But the moment you do that, somebody come held you at gunpoint and take the children, where did that come from? But again, could be a small chance that this is real. I don't know. I don't think it is. I think this is a publicity stunt. I think this is a setup. Or again, I believe these folks in something knee deep that calls for whoever this person is to target a child. All right? It got to be one of the two. Or one of the three, or however you want to call it. I'm probably all over the place with this because here we go again. Here we go again with these crazy, insane stories. All right. And let me pull up something else because I think they saying, because I was hoping when I wake up this morning, they probably say, hey, we found the child, she's safe and all that. And I would have said, hey, okay, well, the story was real. But as of right now, they're saying that they still looking for the baby.
Breaking right now here at 6 on CBS News Philadelphia, an Amber Alert this morning for the missing toddler you see right now on your screen. Her family says she was taken at gunpoint by a stranger. It is Wednesday, June 11th. I'm Janelle Burrell.
And I'm Jim Donovan. Thanks for joining us. We'll get a check on weather and traffic in just a moment. But first, we want to give you the latest information on the search for 3-year-old Nola Dinkins. CBS News Philadelphia's Jan Caraballo is live outside of the Newcastle County Police Department. Good morning, Jan.
Jim and Janelle, good morning. Investigators have been working around the clock to bring this little girl, just 3 years old, home safely this morning. So we want to get the photo right there on your screen so you can take a very good and close look. That is Nola Dinkins. She is 3 feet tall, 25 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. She was last seen wearing a white T-shirt with black leggings and white shoes. Her hair was in a bun. Chopper 3 over the 500 block of Gender Road last night as police scoured that area for Nola. Investigators say it was just after 7 o'clock when Nola's mother says she pulled her car over to the side of the road because Nola was upset. They got out of the car. That's when police say an unknown white man approached the pair with a handgun and took Nola. Police say he placed the child in the back of an SUV and drove away. They say the vehicle was actually being driven by an unknown white female. Now this morning, Newcastle County Police say they searched the Liberty Pointe Apartment complex as part of this investigation that is just about 2 miles from where that little girl was taken. We're told detectives will return to that apartment complex later this morning. In the meantime, this is who police say they are searching for at this hour. Check it out. They describe the white man as approximately 40 years old, bald, with peach fuzz on his head, last seen wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and gray basketball shorts. They believe the vehicle involved is this, a dark color SUV, possibly a Ford or Chevrolet. That SUV, they say, appeared to have dirt or rust on it. Now, they do believe, again, the man was armed. If you know where he is, where Nola is, if you see that vehicle, call 911 immediately. This is an Amber Alert. Time is of the essence. Jim and Janelle, back into you.
Yeah, her parents, her family, police desperate to find her. Thank you for that, Jan. And once again, take a look at your screen. Another look at Nola. If you know anything about this case, if you know where Nola could be, please call 911 immediately and stay with us here on CBS News Philadelphia for the latest as the search for that missing 3-year-old continues.
I want to throw this out there too. You know, I guess I'm trying to get a family some wiggle room. I try to be fair, or it could be, you know what I'm saying, these are a couple of crackheads or something, or maybe some P-files. I'm going to say P-files, you know, because they say YouTube just being so political correct and hitting folks for saying certain things or whatnot. It could be a possibility too. I don't know. But I want to point out one more thing if I get up out of here. Notice what they say about the vehicle. The vehicle was dark. Think about that. The vehicle dark. Could be possible. But here's what I'm thinking. You said the vehicle is dark, so meaning you could really see who was up in there. So meaning you could say anything or about anybody who's in that car, but you don't know for sure because the car was dark color. Then you say it got rust on it. Now this first I heard the story, somebody say the car got rust on it or whatnot. Again, this story sounds very fabricated. It does. It sounds very fabricated. But again, I could be wrong. Maybe this is real. Who knows? But I don't know. It smells funky to me. Smell real funky to me. Wow, this is nuts. This is nuts, man. That's all I can say about it. This is nuts. I will leave with this. Hopefully the baby is found safe. Hopefully she is. Okay? And if I am wrong, I can come back and say that I'm wrong. But 9 times out of 10, I'm not. Something going on. with this child. I'm your man, Chris Thorns. Y'all tell me what y'all think, and I'll catch y'all next time.